what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
All right, guys. Well, the root beer opening did not go the way I planned. So that'll be fun to deal with for the next 2 hours. This is going to be a long one. This is going to be, what am I looking at? About 45-minute court hearing where a sovereign citizen dad, oh God, what am I looking for? He basically mocks the court and does everything he can to get in trouble, but it's family court. So I'm like, you can't really get in too much trouble, but he wants to do everything he can and says he's going to do everything he can to not pay child support. And I don't cover family court at all, basically, unless something crazy like this happens. A sovereign citizen, I think I've covered 2 or 3 sovereign citizens in court where they don't want to pay child support. They tell the judge they're going to get XYZ job just so they don't have to pay child support. I honestly think the last family court I covered was, what was it? The chubbier white girl who made the claim that the judge and her ex are in a sexual relationship, or tells him to suck a dick or something because it didn't go her way. But yeah, we're going to start with that. I did put out a short today, and I do have a sovereign citizen video planned for later. It's already out. It's already for members. That should drop at like 5, I think. But in the meantime, we're going to cover this. I'm going to throw this on. I'm going to pause my screen, and I'm going to go get a towel to pick up this spilled root beer. So there we go. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
This is a petition to establish the parent-child relationship filed by the Attorney General's Office December 9th of 2024. The parties are all present on Zoom today. Mr. Taylor, if you can adjust yourself so we can see you. I just see an arm. It looks like you're leaning back. If you can sit up straight like you would in court, thank you. Are you lying on a bed? If you could sit up and participate fully, please.
You can see me, right?
Barely, and yeah, I just need you to sit up and fully participate, please. Okay.
You can see me.
Everyone is on Zoom, and I am sitting outside of Galveston County pursuant to the Texas Family Code, section 201.1045. And I find nobody has objected to proceeding this way.
You guys got me. You got me muted. All right. Let's get back to this. So, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? I just went through this whole spiel. Dressing for court and being prepared for court. In the few instances that I have been backstage for court or been on panel for court, but just behind something, the times I was watching court for Chris, right? I wasn't there. I was under Pickle News Network. Hopefully I'm back. Okay, yeah, I'm back. Okay. But yeah, when I was there for Chris, I was under Pickle News Network. I had my camera turned off, but just in case, this is what I looked like. Just in case the judge said, Pickle News Network, reveal yourself. When I turned my camera on, you would have gotten me just in a different location. Because I think I was down in the other office at the time. So you'd have gotten this. For some reason, this guy's like, oh yeah, I'm just in bed. I'm here for court about my kids. This is a serious situation. It's child support. And more than likely, because I know my sovereign citizens and frauditors, this guy probably owes a little bit in child support, and he just doesn't want to pay it. He doesn't want to take accountability to pay it. Back to the video.
Mr. Taylor, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Denzel Deshaun Taylor.
Thank you. And Miss Green, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Dalila Marie Green.
Okay. And Miss Perez, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Sierra Perez.
And can you all three please raise your right hands to be sworn in?
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Laskowski, are there any agreements before we begin with testimony?
No, Judge. Between the two parties, the parties are asking to change each term of the temporary order. So, yeah.
Okay, and they couldn't make any agreements regarding those changes?
No.
Okay, you may begin.
The state would first call Ms. Perez. All right, Ms. Perez, I'm sorry, ma'am, would you please state your name for the record?
My name is Sierra Perez.
And where are you employed?
I am employed with the Attorney General's Office of Texas.
And what is your position there at the AG's office?
I am a child support officer.
And did you calculate child support in this matter?
I did.
All right. And what were your
Oh, trouble.
for retroactive child support?
$20,174.82.
All right, Ms. Perez, can you tell me what this document is?
Yes, ma'am. That is the retroactive child support calculation sheet.
All right. And are these your calculations for retroactive support in this matter today?
That is correct.
All right. Is this also a shorthand rendition of the testimony you provided to the court?
Yes.
All right. At this time, the state would offer what's marked as State's Exhibit 1, the retroactive calculation sheet in this case.
Does anyone have any legal objection to me admitting State's Exhibit 1?
Yeah, I was currently unemployed for quite a while, so I'm trying to see where she got these totals from.
Yes, Judge.
I hate to be 20,000. No wonder why he's mad. Have I seen more? Yes. When I was working at the police department, I looked into a guy because he got brought in for unrelated charges. And when his report came back, he owed like $88,000 or $87,000 in back child support. Not the best. I think Jeremiah Payne still owes north of $100,000. He thinks if he just disowns his kids, he doesn't have to pay, or if they age out, he doesn't have to pay. And it's just like, that's not how it works. Yeah, okay, so this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. He is a grown person with children. And he goes, well, I've been unemployed for quite a while. Turns out McDonald's is always hiring. Fast food places, always hiring. Walmart will literally hire anyone. So the fact that he is a grown person with children not paying child support and then says, well, I didn't have a job. It's because you didn't want a job.
I used minimum wage for 2020 and 2021 because there were no reported wages.
Oh, so how do you get those wages if there were none reported? How did you come up with those? And I was unemployed.
I based it off of minimum wage, Mr. Taylor.
Minimum wage?
Yes, sir.
Continue on.
Do you have any legal objection, sir, to me admitting this exhibit as State's Exhibit 1?
Oh God, is he still calling himself my best friend? I always thought that guy was funny because I think I've talked to him on panel like one time, but we're apparently good friends.
Yeah, it's not right.
Okay, you're going to get a chance to question. I understand you disagree with it, but do you have a legal objection to me admitting it as a short
No.
testimony?
Go on, continue.
Shoot, I just realized, my guy, if you go and do plasma, if you sell plasma twice a week, you can get $200, $150, $200 a week, which could help you and your kids, but instead you'd rather lay in bed.
I understand. I could have guessed before any words were spoken that you disagree with the number. That's why we're having the hearing. Okay, Ms. Green, do you have any legal objection to me admitting State's Exhibit 1?
No, ma'am.
Okay, State's Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Taylor, do you have any questions for Ms.
No.
Green to answer?
No.
Ma'am, do you have any questions for Ms. Paris to answer? You need to answer out loud, please.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Paris, thank you. You may be excused. And Ms. Laskowski, you may call your next witness.
The state would call Ms. Green. Ms. Green, do you believe that it is in your children's best interest, you and Mr. Taylor, to remain appointed as joint conservators of the children?
No, ma'am. I do not believe that is in Amaziah and Azariah's best interests.
Why not?
I do not believe it is in their best interests, given the prior fact that he has not been present physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually for them throughout their years of life. And even if he did attempted to, it was very inconsistent. And then even with this prior situation with the court and having this temporary order put in place, he did not utilize his free will to exercise his right to abide by what was already put in place for him. And honestly, I do not believe in any way that he would change that, given the fact that he have presented this pattern for a consecutive basis of throughout the years of life.
Are you and Mr. Taylor able to communicate about the children and their needs?
Honestly, no, ma'am. It's hard to be able to communicate with him due to the fact that sometimes he can be a little bit threatening verbally and just saying things. Prime example, he have stated to me on consecutive basis that he wanted to terminate his rights, which is another. I do.
Sir, please don't interrupt.
Which is another reason why, I'm sorry. Which is another reason why I just want to be able to have some conservatorship of Amaziah and Azariah.
Yeah, I hate this guy. Just because of that face, I hate his guts. I hate his guts. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. The mom clearly cares. The dad, if you can call him that, clearly doesn't give two shits. He doesn't want her to have sole custody because that means he has to pay child support. But at the same time, he's saying, well, I just want to terminate custody so that I don't have to pay child support. So it's like, which one is it? Do you want to split it 50-50? Or do you hate your kid so much that you just want to terminate parenting? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And again, I say this all the time. Guys, gals, it turns out you can control who you have kids with. You can control that. It's not something that like one day you're just like pregnant and the dad's a guy across town you've never met. You have to know the person you're sleeping with at least a second before you decide to do all this shit. And it's, yeah.
You believe Mr. Taylor is capable of making responsible decisions for the children?
No, ma'am, I do not believe he is.
Why not?
Sorry.
Ma'am, take a moment.
Throughout their years of life, Denzel Taylor has not been fully involved with his children, even from like throughout their appointments, therapies, well trial visits, throughout me having to go through like specialty appointments for their special needs. He does not even try to initiate contact with them, even when I have attempted in the past of trying to be able to do it amidst all the struggles and the stress and the chaos. It still was never a thing that could happen. And honestly, I don't really fully understand the whole reasoning behind all of that. When I gave him the opportunity, he was never withheld from his children. He had always the opportunity.
Lies.
Sir, please don't interrupt.
He always had the opportunity from throughout these 6 years, I've maintained everything for Amaziah and Azariah. I even tried to maintain things for myself. I went back to school to get my bachelor's in social work. I'm literally about to graduate this December with my master's in social work. Like, I'm doing all these things. And it's just like, in the midst of, I can understand if he has certain life struggles, and I can understand all of those things, but I feel like we are giving the same amount of time throughout the day. And if I'm able to make a way and do things and to be able to take care of myself and our children, there should not be any other excuse for him.
So she's getting her master's degree in social work, and he's too lazy to get off the bed. In my head, he's playing Sudoku right now. He's not even really in court. He keeps bringing up a notebook. I'm assuming he's taking notes, but Sudoku sounds cooler. She's actually making something of herself. She's not sitting at home trying to drain the government of money. She's getting a master's degree in something, which means she can actually make money. And again, he's sitting on the couch.
Ms. Green, you mentioned that he's not attended appointments for the children, for example. Do you regularly notify Mr. Taylor of these appointments, giving him the opportunity to attend them?
There has been times where I even tried to ask for him to attend appointments, or I even spoke with him about certain things that was going on with their health in general. And to me, I just feel like it just always fell on deaf ears, even when they were having to do like consecutive therapy appointments. And they've been receiving therapy since they were 5 months old.
What kind of therapies?
They were receiving speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, developmental therapy. Currently, right now, they are still receiving like STOT, but while in school, and they're also on the waiting list to receive ABA therapy.
Do the children have special needs?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
What kind of special needs?
They are with autism and ADHD, and also one of them did have a diagnosis of epilepsy due to having a history of his seizures.
Okay.
So on top of these kids going to every therapy known to man, she still has time to get her master's degree without Mr. Denzel here, without any of his help. That's crazy to me. So a little bit of personal information here, guys. One of my children doesn't enjoy talking. She has to go to speech therapy once a week. She talks to me, hates the rest of the world, apparently. And even that is time consuming, and that's once a week. And this lady has 2 children, way more needing than I do. And she's still finding time to like be productive without, again, Denzel, without any of his help.
And so you mentioned therapies. Do the children have any other regular requirements for special care?
As far as like for special care, like the only thing that it is just they do have to take their medications in the morning. But other than that, they are able to do daily living skills. It's just that they are with like having like behavioral issues. So at times that can come with needing to be able to needing to be able to work with them or do things with them in a certain way.
The children's last name right now is Green. Do you want that changed in any way?
No, ma'am. I would like for their name to remain as Green.
All right. Do you have any objection to their surnames being hyphenated in any way? With
Yes.
Mr. Taylor's surname?
Yes, ma'am. I do have an objection to that.
Why do you object to that?
I object to that
Because the dad isn't doing anything. If your dad is not a dad, why should his last name even be in the question?
due to the fact in the past when they were born, I've tried to make the attempts to get their last names changed, and I've had asked him consecutively, and I even offered to pay for it, and I was not able to do it. And then until when he started saying that he wanted to terminate his rights, I've lost all interest of wanting to change their last name to Taylor.
Is Green the surname that you chose for them at birth?
Yes, ma'am. At birth, that's my last name. At birth, I gave them that name due to the fact when
Do you think Mr. Denzel here showed up when she gave birth?
when it was time to sign everything, he had left the hospital.
Oh, when is my turn to speak?
When she's done with this witness, sir, and then you'll also
Okay.
get the chance to be asking her questions. Everyone gets a turn. You just have to wait your turn.
This is
Okay.
going to get interesting, I
Right.
think.
Ms. Green, do you believe it's in the children's best interest for Mr. Taylor to have possession and access to the children 3 times a month for 3 hours at a time to be supervised by you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why do you think that should change?
I attempted to try this out for the temporary order, and just knowing that he did not abide by that or did not even attempt to try, it just lets me know that he will continue that same pattern behavior. And I have no interest of like, I guess, what's the word I want to use? Like providing like false hope to our sons that they will be able to see him and he's not following through. So it'll just be, I feel like it'll be best just to cancel out visitation all completely.
So are you saying that Mr. Taylor has made no attempts to exercise possession and access since the temporary order was put in place?
Yes, ma'am, that is what I'm saying.
Okay. And what kind of possession and access do you think Mr. Taylor should have with the children?
Honestly, none.
You don't think he should be able to visit them at all?
No, ma'am, I do not believe that he should be able to visit them.
Okay. Do you have safety concerns of any kind with Mr. Taylor visiting with the children?
My main concern is his ability to be able to, I guess, to be with his sons. He has not been around them, have not really learned them or even of their diagnosis to be able to not necessarily manage them, but how to be able to provide care to them. And
he's given me vibes of the children were frustrating me, so I left them at a truck stop. He gives me those vibes.
then also on the hindsight of that, my only safety concern is just due to the fact that at times he can be just a little bit aggressive verbally, and just like his mannerisms is nothing of a physical aspect of him hitting or anything. It's just more so of the mannerisms and the aggressiveness of his verbal expressions.
When was the last time Mr. Taylor visited with the children in any way?
The last time that he was able to see them was due to the fact that his younger cousin reached out to me to see his children, and for our children to be able to see their little brother. And we went to the park and he came to pick up his other son. He saw his 2 other sons, but then was letting them know like, hey, I won't be able to stay. I have to go. I have milk in the car. I don't have money right now. I'll see you later and I'll be able to do something next time when I have money. And he left.
And how long ago was that?
I want to say it's probably been up to almost like a year, or at least 10 months, if anything.
And since that time, has Mr. Taylor made any contact or attempts to set any other visits up with the children?
No, ma'am, he did not. I tried to initiate to communicate with him on some level when I was trying to or able to, when he was not in his modes of just saying things that were just a little bit verbally abusive in a way. But other than that, no.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys in the chat are 100% right. He thinks like this is a game. He thinks this is a game. As a father of many children, I could not imagine not seeing my kids every single second of like every single day. And it seems like this guy's kids are like, she said they were in school or something like that. So they're young. Who knows the last time this dude's even seen them? But he's fighting to get some sort of custody. It's like, well, you seem to not have cared to this point. Why do you care now? Is it because she's going to put you on child support?
And you mentioned that, you have found Mr. Taylor to be aggressive in the past. Have you ever known him to be aggressive or threatening to the children?
To the children, no. I only just have my own personal prior experience with Denzel prior to pregnancy. The only time that I've always questioned is the time when I had dropped our sons off to him. This was probably like 2 years ago. They stayed a night, and he was continuously calling me because they were always crying. They wouldn't stop crying. And then the next day I did pick them up and everything. And they said they had fun and everything. And Amaziah had like this mark on his shoulder. And I was like, oh, what happened? And then he was like, oh, Daddy did that to me. And I was like, what happened? And he was just like, Daddy smokes a lot. And ever since then, that was the last time they went back over there, because also Denzel had told me verbally from his mouth, he does not know the next time he will be able to see them because it was just too much.
And when was it that visit took place?
That was like 2 years ago. I want to say 2023.
You want me to get a correct date?
Sir, no, you're going to get your turn, but it's not now.
Right. And Ms. Green, is there any family violence between you and Mr. Taylor?
On like legal records, no, ma'am.
Okay. Does he know where you live now?
I suspect that he do know where I live, only because my address was on the documents when we signed it back in July.
And do you have safety concerns with Mr. Taylor knowing where you live?
I honestly do, just because I just know of like my past experiences with him.
And why do you have safety concerns with him knowing your contact information?
It's mainly because I do not want to have to experience anything of being like verbally abused by him, or always being threatened or hounded by something because of how he's feeling in regards to something or anything of that. And that's something that I've always had to deal with throughout these 6 years.
Has Mr. Taylor ever showed up at your residence unannounced or caused any scene?
No, ma'am. He never has done anything like in a physical way, like to show up presently. The only thing that was done that I felt very uncomfortable with was when I had to take my sons to one of their appointments, and somehow, some way, he found out about the appointment. But it was like when he had called me, he was just verbally aggressive and threatening me, and just saying a whole bunch of stuff, and just like, why is their last name Green, and just yelling and just saying a whole bunch of things, like just so upset at me. But during this time period, he was not even speaking to me or to his sons or wanting to see his children.
Has Mr. Taylor ever made any kind of threats to you?
Have you all been using AppClose from the prior order?
I have downloaded the app, but I have never been communicated. Like, he never had communicated to me from the app.
I didn't know nothing about it.
So you all didn't use it. Okay. Sorry. And Ms. Leslie, you can ask your question again.
Right. Ms. Green, has Mr. Taylor ever made any sort of threats to you?
Prior to children, yes. After children, he will simulate some type of threats, but is not necessarily directed towards me. He will just say things in the sense of, and if I kill myself, it's because of you. It's your fault. I hate you.
Has he ever made any threats to harm the children in any way?
No, ma'am.
do you have any safety concerns being required to tell Mr. Green Mr. Taylor where you move to if you were to move?
Yes, I would have concerns.
How are the children insured right now?
They have community health choice. I think it's transitional Medicaid.
And do you have private health insurance available through your employer to put them on?
It's not private health insurance. It is like for private dental and vision.
Okay. Does your employer have private health insurance available?
Yes, but it was too expensive.
All right. How much did it cost?
I honestly do not remember. I just do know that for like the dental and vision, it's like $63.07. That was like the cheapest thing I could afford.
All right. And for the dental and vision, are you asking for the court to order Mr. Taylor to reimburse you for any of that premium?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay. Did you and Mr. Taylor ever live together at any time after the children were born?
No, ma'am, we have not.
Okay. And between December of 2020 and July of 2025, when the temporary order was put into place, did Mr. Taylor provide you any support for the children?
Can you repeat that question one more time?
Between December of 2020, that's 4 years before the court case was filed, and July of 2025, that's when the temporary order was put into place. Did Mr. Taylor provide you any support for the children during that time frame?
The only support that I can say that he have provided was during like the infant times when he was buying the formula and the diapers, but he will purchase it and give it to me. And there was a time where he had cash apped me half of the payment for their child care, that when they were in child care at the time when I was working. So he had paid me through Cash App half of the payment.
All right. So I was going to make this comment earlier that he's sitting there playing Candy Crush because he doesn't look at the camera. He's just sitting there on his phone. But like, to my knowledge, normally in these situations, who's ever not the primary person normally has child support and has the kids on their insurance. That's just how I've seen through watching Family Court. So it doesn't make any sense why he's not doing that. And, well, because he doesn't have a job. That's why he doesn't have insurance. Also, why is he paying for childcare when he literally hasn't had a job for like 3 years? Just my thoughts.
And I'll just say up to at least 500, I've had received the most out of him as far as like a child support, outside of him and consistently giving gifts for like the birthday and Christmas or something like that.
So aside from that $500 worth of supplies and daycare costs, has Mr. Taylor provided you any other support for the children?
No, ma'am, he has not.
Are you asking for the court to order a retroactive child support judgment against him for that period of time?
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Taylor, do you have any questions for Ms. Green to answer directly?
Muted again. Dear Lord, I keep trying to do things and I keep muting myself. We're about halfway in. 24-19 and 23-23. Nailed that on the spot. He's finally going to get to talk. He's going to ask questions. I haven't seen this far yet, so we're in this together at this point. In my head, he's going to start asking the most ridiculous questions just because he thinks he has free reign at this point. Yeah, I know, guys. You guys are like, between Restream and YouTube, you guys are like 15 seconds behind. So anytime I start talking and notice that I'm muted, it takes a second to catch back up. But I think I'm good now. But yeah, I think he's going to start just asking really dumb questions. This looking down at his hand, I think that's just going to be the start of him asking absolutely fucked up questions.
It really don't matter. I really don't.
Oh,
That's
or
like
not.
talking
Or
to a
not.
brick wall.
Okay, this is your chance to ask her questions. So if you'd like to do so, please do so.
I mean, when you went to go for the health insurance and stuff like that, you had an option, right, to say yeah, no, right, to put me on child support, right? And don't they have other programs, sort of like Blue Cross, Aetna,
question at a time.
Obamacare, other stuff like that?
As far as for like applying for Medicaid, they have like a certain setup to where you have to be able, in order to receive your benefits, you have to account for the income that you have coming in. And if you have children, you have to provide them with the information of the father and whether if the father is present or if the father supports the children. And I'm fully aware that there's other options of getting health insurance, like through the health marketplace, et cetera. But however, due to not having any other financial assistance when it comes to Amaziah and Azariah, I am not able to provide for myself or Amaziah and Azariah a private health insurance plan when we basically live off of solely my income due to the fact that you do not provide anything financially. Does that answer your question?
That was the worst question ever to be asked. Well, is there other ways you could get health insurance? Well, yes, there is, but since you don't pay, I can't afford them. Like, you kind of set yourself up to pay child support.
Not fully, but okay. What else? What else? I really don't have no questions for you. I really want to talk to the.
It's been 26 minutes. Law Nerds Unite is where I got this. They cut out a bunch of the dead air. So it's been more than 26 minutes of this guy listening, and his only question made him look bad so far. His only question made him look bad. Like, what were you doing? Maybe he was playing Sudoku. Maybe me assuming he was taking notes is just giving him too much credit. Maybe he was playing Sudoku and not paying attention to this hearing whatsoever. Because you should have more than one question.
Judge, because there's one more though. Far as when they stayed a night at my house, that was actually July 1st of 2023, not 2022. Far as since when they were born, I was there when they were born. And as far as she said that I left the hospital.
Sorry, this is your chance to just talk. Ms. Laskowski needs to ask you questions first. And it might clear some of these issues up. Ms. Laskowski, would you like to call your next
just ask me my questions. I'll get up out of here because I'm already made my decision on what I'm going to do.
Okay. Just so you're aware, though, the time to negotiate and come to an agreement has passed. So now all these issues are being thrown to me to decide what to do. So I'm listening.
KTZ, you actually are a little bit late. I actually covered this where turns out you actually get to pick the person you have kids with. You don't just randomly get pregnant and then someone picks a random guy you've never met. So they have 2 kids together. Unless they're twins, which by their names being so similar, they might be. But yeah, she could have chosen, in my opinion, almost anyone else, and it would have been a better choice.
Listening carefully to everybody to make the best decision I can. Ms. Laskowski, you may call your next witness.
All right. Yes, the state would call Mr. Taylor. All right. Mr. Taylor, since the temporary order was put into place, what efforts, if any, have you made to visit with the children?
For one, I wasn't never told about an app. The last time I had my court hearing, they didn't say nothing about no app. I wasn't.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained. Please listen to the question and just answer the question.
All right. Regarding exercising your periods of possession and access that were granted in the temporary order, 3 hours, 3 times a month, what effort have you made to set those visits up with Ms. Green?
I can't even get in contact with her.
Okay. And why not?
She doesn't answer her phone.
Okay. Do you have an email address for her?
No.
Do you know where she lives?
I know where she currently stayed, but I don't believe that she lives there now. And I've never popping up at her house.
Okay. And did you ever set up app close to try and make contact with Ms. Green?
Ma'am, I was never informed about any app.
Okay.
None whatsoever. Even in my last hearing with the other lady, she didn't tell me anything about an app. I have to talk to her through an app, and I have a cell phone number. Why I have to talk to her app? The app wasn't mentioned to me.
So if you guys could probably fill me in, because I've never been a part of this type of situation before. To my knowledge, the app is so. What am I looking for? The app is meant so that the court can keep track of what is said between the two parties instead of you texting and deleting and all of this nonsense. So, yeah, that's why there's an app, I believe. Somebody can probably correct me, but yeah.
I was misinformed.
All right. At this point, the state would ask the court to take judicial notice of Mr. Taylor's signature on the temporary order that does include the agreed app close provision.
I take judicial notice of the entire temporary order, including his signature and the app close provisions.
All right. When were you made aware of the app close provision that was included in the temporary order, sir?
Today.
Okay. So you mentioned that you've got Ms. Green's phone number, but that she doesn't answer her phone, doesn't respond.
Mm-hmm.
The temporary order requires you to give 2 days notice to Ms. Green prior to 2 days notice of intent to exercise a period of possession and access. Did you ever give Ms. Green, send any sort of message to Ms. Green of intent to exercise possession and access, even if it was through a text message rather than app closed? Did you ever do that?
I hadn't texted her before, but it's to the point now where she doesn't even reply back.
Okay.
So,
my question specific is
no.
Okay. Did you give her notice of intent to exercise possession and access
No.
a specific period in time? Okay.
No.
All right. What kind of possession and access do you want the court to grant you with the children?
Honestly, as far as in which I told him what I make out to 800 and whatever, something a month, I don't make that type of money.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Right.
He doesn't make $800 a month. You could work at McDonald's and make that in 2 weeks. How is this guy still alive? How does he have a place to live, a car, a phone, yada, yada, if he doesn't make $800 a month?
Sir, I'm asking what kind of possession and access, also referred to as visitation, you want the court to grant you with the children.
Can I terminate my rights now?
There's no pleading on file to do that, sir. But you can file that pro se in the referring court at a later date in the 306 judicial court.
How many days can it take? Can I go tomorrow?
You're going to have to file paperwork, sir, and there is protocol before you can just terminate rights.
I'm trying to understand the protocol.
I can't give you legal advice, sir.
So I'll try one more time. What kind of possession and access do you want to have?
Zero.
Why not?
Because she doesn't want it. I'm gonna give her what she wants, but she's not gonna get any money out of me. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Okay.
Once I become a U.S. national and don't have a social security number and all of that, none of these laws will even.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Yes, he's okay. Hippie Joe, I'm going to talk about that in a second. All right, so let me just jump into this real quick. Becoming a state national, first off, isn't a fucking thing. Second, if you have a social security number, you becoming this make-believe thing that only exists on the internet doesn't just magically get rid of your social security number. Again, that's not how that works. The fact that he's Yeah, this just kind of angers me because it's so dumb. Like, this is exactly what happened. We all know what happened. He looked up on the internet, how can I get out of child support? A picture of broken system, broken trust with fucking one tooth popped up on screen and said, this is how you become a sovereign citizen. And then there's some random guy selling a packet on how to become a sovereign citizen in his cabin in the woods. He read up on that and said, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to become a state national. That way I don't have to take care of my responsibilities. Because at the end of the day, that's what the sovereign citizen movement is. It's just a movement to try to get people, deadbeats in this case, to skirt responsibility and accountability. Yes, I just wanted to get that out. But yeah, just because you become a sovereign citizen doesn't mean your social security number goes away.
Oh, bye to me. So y'all can do whatever y'all need to do, and I'm gonna do what I need to do on my end. All of this is being done out of spite and bitter, you know. So I'm letting y'all do. I'm gonna answer your questions.
It's not spite and being bitter. She just wants her kids, who seem to be medically and physically not all there based on how many therapies they have to go to. She just wants them to have the best life that they possibly can with the help of their sperm donor. And your goal is to just not do anything. Oh, and I want to talk about something because I said I would talk about it. Yes, Hippie Joe, I believe that this guy is indeed a hobosexual. And if you guys aren't aware of what a hobosexual is, it's a man that goes around from relationship to relationship just for a place to live. A hobosexual.
We can continue on, and after this session or whatever, I'm gonna do what I need to do for myself.
After the children were born, did you and Ms. Green ever live together?
I mean, she came and stayed at my mom's house a couple of times, but no, she stayed away from me for a whole 9 months.
Okay. And between December of 2020 and July of 2025, have you provided Ms. Green with any support for the children?
Here and there, but I was working in the oil field at a point in time, so I wasn't even down here. You know, I was always working. I was working in the plants and stuff like that. I was always gone, but once I had came back home, you know, and I found a job right here, you know, I did try to work it out with her or whatever. But then again, it's like her family is manipulators, and you know what I'm saying? They basically kept her away from me, you know, because they pretty much blamed me for her dropping out of college, but I didn't even know she dropped out of college. And like,
Okay. Do you have any other biological children under the age of 18?
Yes, I do.
All right. How many?
One.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
And when was that child born?
July 15th, 2022.
All right. Does that child live with you in the home?
Yes, he does.
Oh, shit.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
All right. Where do you work?
Branch Construction Group.
And what do you do for them?
Pretty much a lot. I'm operator / tech 2 / carpenter / hydroblaster / I do a lot.
All right. And how much do you earn there?
$18 an hour.
All right. And how many hours a week do you work?
Right now, 40.
Okay. Are you guaranteed 40 hours a week?
No, I'm not.
All right. Do you ever work more than 40 hours a week?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And how long have you been at your current employer?
November actually makes a year.
Okay. And
so I think we can all agree that $18 an hour times 40 hours a week times what, 52 weeks? Because he said it'll be a year here shortly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have paid some child support between then and now. But here we sit, no child support. Yeah, his mom seems to be the enabler, which is wild.
during your time with your current employer, have you received any raises or other changes in pay?
Nope. Family-owned business.
Does your employer offer private health insurance that you can
Yes, they do.
put twins on? All right. Do you know how much it would cost to put them on that coverage?
Wait a minute. I think we just got it answered for us. I think they just asked if the twins could get on it.
Family-owned business.
Does your employer offer private health insurance that you
Yes,
can
they
put
do.
the twins on? All right. Do you know?
We have validation for everybody in chat who was agreeing with me that those names were similar, so they must be twins. You're correct. We were correct. We have validation. They're twins. Shoulda, coulda, woulda named them Steve and Phil, but here we are.
How much it would cost to put them on that coverage?
I know it'd be cheaper than $869. And I actually talked to her about that, putting them on my insurance.
All right. And what happened?
It didn't happen. You see what route she went.
Right. Is there any family violence between you and Ms. Green?
No. I mean, when we was before, no. In the beginning, like, we used to argue, fight, or whatever, fuss or fight. But when we lived together, no, I never put my hands on her physically. Like, physically ball my fist up and punch her in her face or anything. No.
Do you have any safety concerns with your contact information being in today's court order?
With her? Honestly, I feel the safety as far as in dealing with my kids with her.
Why does that concern you?
She has her own issues before she even got this far and finishing school and all of that. You know, I don't want to put her whole business out there, but she know who she is or was, you know. But for her to be a social worker, you know, you have to go through some stuff to be a social worker to understand what these people are coming from and why they feel like that. So I kind of figured that the field that she's in, she can relate to them, you know, because she has been through some stuff, you know. But as far as in me and far as in her family or whatever, it's basically it's her family, really. You know what I'm saying? Her family is the ones that doesn't like me, that doesn't want me around, you know. Like I said, she stayed away from me the whole 9 months. I was there when they were born. She didn't let me sign the birth certificate. She said I left. I went and got food and was on the elevator. So anyways, it's
again, as a guy who has several kids, I leave to go get food after the kids are born. I have a thing where I go get cheese sticks from Arby's to celebrate a good victory, and then I come back to the hospital with drinks and food for everybody else. And also, yeah, everybody who's saying, I wonder why. The family hates you because it seems like you're a garbage human being that has done little to nothing to help your kids. That's probably why they hate you.
pretty much the family, you know, that doesn't want me around, you know, mostly her sister Deanna, you know what I'm saying? And but most of all, no, like is really ridiculous, because when she lived with me, she didn't pay she didn't pay no rent. You know, I paid her car note, you know, I paid for her summer school that her mom didn't want to pay, you know, and like I say, I didn't even know she dropped out of school. I was getting out of work and she was home already.
Live together, sir?
Huh?
What time frame were you talking about? When did you all live together?
This is right before we found out that she was even pregnant. Like right when we found out she was pregnant, they said she was a month or something, a month and some weeks or whatever, pregnant or whatever, but we were still currently living with each other. But when she found out that she was pregnant and her mom found out that she was pregnant, her mom made her get off my lease and move out and kept her away from me for the whole 9 months.
Do you have safety concerns of being required to tell Ms. Green live or where you moved to?
Nah, she kind of know better than that.
Okay. Since the temporary order, have you made any direct payments of support to Ms. Green?
No, I cannot get in contact with her. I can't call her. When I call her, it goes straight to voicemail. It don't ring. It goes straight to voicemail. Do you understand me? You know? So there's no communication going on. I don't even have a chance to communicate.
All right. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any other witnesses, Ms. Laskowski?
If I may very briefly recall Ms. Green.
Yes, ma'am.
Do so.
All right. Ms. Green, are you asking the court to change the geographic restriction to Galveston and contiguous counties that was put in place in the temporary order?
Yes, I'm asking to change it to no restriction.
What are you asking? Okay, why are you asking the court to lift that restriction?
I'm only asking to lift that restriction just due to the fact that I am currently applying for fellowship. I do have one into place that I am working on that is somewhat near local. But however, if that does not fall through, I was going to like exhaust other options of other fellowships that might be available to me that it's not in the Galveston County or residing areas outside of Galveston County.
Okay. So you've applied to these distant fellowships.
I just want to point out, because he's shaking his head, dude, you don't pay child support. The kids aren't on your insurance. And I believe they said that he hasn't seen the kids since July of 2022 or 2023. That's 2 to 3 years ago. And they're not much older than that. So who cares if she moves? If you want to terminate your rights and become a sovereign citizen and get a bunch of warrants and be in and out of jail, who cares if your kids move across Texas, across the country, to Antarctica? It doesn't matter, because you're still not going to see them. You're still not paying for them. They're still not on your insurance. So what does it matter to you? So the fact that he's freaking out in his little box up there is confusing to me.
Do you have any offers from any of those distant fellowships?
No, ma'am. The only ones that I did apply for are the ones that are more locally, because I wanted to exhaust those options first prior to looking forward to anything else. I wanted to see whether if I will get accepted or not. And then just depending on what my application response will be, that's when I will make a decision to look forward to other fellowships that may not be locally to me.
Okay, so you have not yet applied for any distant ones?
No, ma'am, not just yet.
Right.
Also, she just said she didn't apply to distant ones, so I don't know why he's freaking out anyway. Shit, if your baby mama with 2 kids that you don't pay for moved across the country to probably get a higher paying job, you should want that, because that means you don't have to pay for more shit. He's just a crybaby who doesn't want to take responsibility for any of his own actions.
Doing locally first, but I just wanted just to exhaust my options.
What counties do you have fellowship applications in?
Harris.
Is that it?
Yes, ma'am. Only Harris County.
Okay. All right. Aside from your fellowship plans, do you have
Yes.
any other plans that would take you and the children out of Galveston and contiguous counties?
Yes, ma'am. For their birthday, their 7th birthday, I have already purchased for Disney World and our hotel, our hotel stay, but that was like a pre-planned thing already.
I'm talking long term, like
no,
not necessarily vacation type situation.
Oh, no, not long term.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any other witnesses?
No, Judge.
Okay. As I said earlier, the state does not represent either of you, and you're both going to get a chance if there's anything additional you think I need to hear. Mr. Taylor, is there anything additional I need to hear about anything, but especially the geographic restriction, because I don't believe you were asked about that. But anything else you'd like to talk about, you may as well.
I just want to know when all of this is over with, when can I go down there and go ahead and do what I need to do? Because what y'all have me set at to pay, I don't make that type of money. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about that, sir.
Oh, well, I don't have no questions. I don't have none. No.
Okay.
Here's what the court needs to start doing. I would like to terminate, any responsibility for these kids. And you know what the court should say? It should do the best Bugs Bunny meme impersonation and just say, no. No. You were there when you wanted to, pardon my language here for a second, while you were there raw dogging it, now you can pay for it. Should have been smarter. And I just looked it up. It looks like Galveston County and Harris County, Texas are extremely close, if not touching. So yes, it's Texas. Yes, it's a big place, but she could be moving further. So again, his being a douchebag is confusing to me.
Ms. Green, is there anything additional you think I need to hear?
The only thing I do want to just bring forward and to state is that I did object with the fact that Denzel was stating that he cannot get in contact with me due to the fact that his number is not blocked. He can contact me. And I know that I had raised my right hand and I repeated what was stated. And I know that Ms. Valerie had asked me a question, but on July 14th, during our court, when we were doing our temporary order, Denzel was texting my phone during the court process, and he literally have texted me, "Count your days." And to me, that is a threat. He has a way to access me, and he continued to text me, but due to the fact I was not responding, that was the only reason why he stopped contacting me, because I was not giving him a reaction.
Yeah, because you only got so many days that you're gonna get paid from me, and I'm terminating my rights. You're not getting nothing from me. I will go work a job under the table before I pay you a dime.
But that's all.
Understand
I
that. Chalk that up for things you shouldn't say in court. Hey, judge, if you make me pay child support, I'm going to break the law in order to get around paying child support.
To say, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, are you still here? Mr. Taylor?
He did.
We can wrap this up. We can wrap this up because I need to go get my child from daycare.
Okay, we're trying, sir. Okay, do you have any closing argument, Ms. Laskowski, about your financial issues?
The state would ask.
I think he just hung up.
I believe so.
I apologize.
Yes, Judge. I do not see him anywhere in any of the other breakout rooms, and it looks like the four of us are the only participants.
If you're trying to get your way in court, the last thing you should do is just hang up and leave. Because then at that point, the judge is just going to say, well, there's one person here. Clearly, they want it more. Here we are. And Texas minimum wage is $7.25, and they're going to motion to raise his back pay. Yeah, I forgot what it is where I live. And even with that, it being low, McDonald's where I live make like $15-16 an hour. So I don't know who's getting paid that little. So the court did him a favor by using minimum wage and not McDonald's wage.
Judge, Mr. Taylor did answer the phone. He stated that he was not able to log back on. His computer had died. He needed to go. And then
it sounded like he needed to go, and he's trying to make an excuse by saying, oh, my laptop died. I can't charge it.
There were some other things.
Okay. Let's finish, and we'll take it from there. Ms. Reed, is there anything you'd like to say?
I don't know what to say right now.
Okay. Is there anybody else who could possibly supervise visits besides you?
I'm not too sure. I know my mom. But as far as, I mean, I don't know if he would even be willing, honestly.
I'm going to make my rendition. I am establishing the parent-child relationship between Mr. Taylor and the two children, leaving the children's last name the same, Green. I'm ordering that Ms. Green is the managing conservator and that Mr. Taylor is the possessory conservator. And she will have the right to determine the primary residence of the children with no geographic restriction. I'm leaving the visitation for the temporary order. I highly encourage that you either find someone else to supervise if he calls and asks, or you have someone with you. Obviously, he was not happy and angry today on camera. I can hope he's not always this angry, and hopefully wouldn't do anything to the children.
He actually is always that's his mannerisms.
Well, then
if you knew he was this type of person, why did you choose him to be the parent of your children if he's an asshole?
Someone else with you is probably a good idea. Or
okay.
It be you. And I'm going to lower these visits to 3 times a month for 3 hours. I'm going to do 3 times a month for 2 hours.
Okay.
And if he actually starts doing this and becomes more involved, you're free. The first part of this is going to be mutual agreement. So if he starts doing this and the children start to get to know him more and you feel it's appropriate to do something different, this won't prohibit that. But if he doesn't, this is there. I am finding that there's no private insurance at a reasonable cost, and I am ordering that Ms. Green continue with a government or medical assistance program for insurance. I'm ordering that I'm continuing cash medical at the $95 per month that was in the temporary order, and that is beginning November 1st, 2025. I calculated the child support based on that. Changing that number, the child support is now $711 per month. So Mr. Taylor is ordered to pay to Ms. Green child support of $711 per month beginning November 1st, 2025. A step down for when there's one child. If that happens with twins, you never know. And retroactive child support, I'm finding he's in arrears $1,320 as of October 21st, 2025. I'm ordering the back child support or the retroactive child support requested of $19,674.82. Well, I guess we're dropping to 82 cents, $75. We're rounding. And I'm ordering a cumulative judgment against Mr. Taylor in the amount of $20,995 as of October 21st, 2025. And I'm ordering that Mr. Taylor pay that back to Ms. Green at a rate of $150 per month beginning November 1st, 2025, with step-ups as child support steps down accordingly.
Now, because we can, I don't think they're going to tell us anything because this was a little bit older. I think I told you guys I've been just finding things, downloading them, and saving them for a rainy day, or in today's case, a snowy day. Yes, he's going to flip 1,000%. He could have avoided almost all of this by just not being a piece of shit. I say this all the time. I used to sell plasma because that's free money, and KFAR loves free money. You mean I sit there for 30 minutes and I can get $80? Yes, sign me up. You mean all I need to do is drink water and not eat like shit? Okay, you got me. Okay. He could have been doing that this entire time. And I believe, what did they say, 100 and something bucks a month? At some places you can make like 1,200 bucks a month just doing plasma, depending on like the deals they did. He could have been doing that this entire time and been fine and avoided court entirely. He wouldn't have had to go down the sovereign citizen rabbit hole, but here we are.
I'm ordering a dental support judgment against Mr. Taylor in the amount of $0, and I'm ordering a medical support judgment against Mr. Taylor for arrears in the amount of $285 as of October 21st, 2025, and I'm ordering that Mr. Taylor pay that back at a rate of $10 per month beginning November 1st of 2025. I'm granting the non-disclosure for Ms. Taylor. I'm ordering that the parties continue with app close, and I am ordering that Mr. Taylor pay court costs to Galveston County on or before October 22nd of 2026. The state's going to draft the order based on my ruling today, and they'll be sending it to you through DocuSign to review and sign off on. And then at that point, you'll be free to go. So a little bit longer. And they're going to have you go back to the private breakout room where you'll get a chance to review the order.
Okay.
Everything, ma'am, going forward.
All right.
All right, guys, that's the video. Law Nerds Unite. That's where I got this from. I'm over that guy. I'm over that guy. Hopefully you guys are over that guy. That's the video. Like I said, I put out a short earlier today. I actually put out content on all 4 channels yesterday. So if you guys want to go look at all that nonsense, if somebody wants to drop all the links and whatnot, that would be terrific. Yeah, but exactly. Like, I was making almost $1,000 a month of just free money on top of working full time and going to school full time. So it was just like, thank you for paying whatever bills I want for the month for a combined 8 hours of my time. Like, I appreciated it. ATP Films gifted 20 memberships. Dear Lord. I'm going to be honest with you. I would take a shot, but I have to drive at 6 o'clock, so I am not taking shots today. But dear Lord, that helps out everybody who wants to go watch my video early. Oh, dear Lord, I'm going to wait for all of them to hit. Oh, okay. Also, what's the word I'm looking for? Again, thank you. Dear Lord, that's so many members. I was contemplating making a video. I think my Michigan people might know what I'm talking about. But Michigan is trying to pass a bill outlawing VPNs, which I think is kind of hilarious. But I was thinking about making a video about why that's dumb. So I don't know if you guys would even watch that on my channel. It's like semi-related, but semi-not related at the same time. I hate to be Chris Ryder, but if you guys want to watch that video or want me to make that video, just like let me know in the comments or in the community post that I made about it, because I'm unsure if you guys even want that video. I also have to make a part 2 of my Treaty of Peace and Friendship from 1786, because there's another one with Morocco that I want to think is in the 1800s. So I have to do a part 2 about that. I just, again, don't really want to, but hey, I saw that you were wondering if you were a member still, and now you're a member. I appreciate it. So in my head, what happened was they saw what happened. I forgot if it was the EU or the UK that just passed. They called it like the Child Safety Act to kind of cover for the fact that it's a really shitty act meant to take away privacy. I do not play Genshin Impact. No, I do not. But yeah, I think they saw people supporting it over there and went, "Oh yeah, there's dumb people here as well. We'll try to do this." So I think that's what they're trying to do. It's just so weird because yeah, but exactly. They're also unaware of how much business relies upon VPNs. Yes, I saw that a bunch of work from home businesses rely on VPNs. A lot of, what am I looking for? Hospitals or satellite stations of hospitals use VPNs to access encrypted hospital networks so that they can work not on campus or whatever you call it. But yeah. All right. I guess I'm going to make the video. I guess Josie Gypsy, member for 4 months, just wanted to say I would be interested in VPN. Okay. I guess I'll have to do that. I might work on that tonight or later. Maybe tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff going on tonight, but oh, don't forget the US government uses VPNs. Yes, exactly. All right. Well, I guess you guys made up my mind for me. It looks like I'm going to have to make a VPN video. All right. Well, that's it. Everybody have a good rest of your Sunday. Watch sports. Don't watch sports. It's up to you. That's it. Everybody have a good rest of your day. I'm going to go make biscuits.